Welcome back, students. It's your boy, Mr. Seagull, and
Elizondo.
we're going to be doing some higher level thinking today. You guys have done some volume, but today we're going to be looking at some real Regents problems. So let's take a look at this one. It says, as shown in the diagram below, a landscaper uses a cylindrical lawn roller on a lawn. The roller has a radius of 9 inches and a width of 42 inches. To the nearest square inch, the area the roller covers in one complete rotation is. Well, the challenge here is actually picking out what formula you want to use. You have all these different formulas. You got volume, you got surface area, you got lateral area. Which formula are we going to use? Well, one key word I'm looking at here is cylinder. All right, cylinder. All right, so I know it has to be a cylinder, but now, which one of these do I want to know? Do I want to know the volume? Do I want to know what's inside of this thing? What do you think, Elizondo?
It looks like it's saying that they want you to find the area.
So that has nothing to do with what's inside of it.
That's a valid point.
All right, so volume's out. Do I care about the difference between surface area and lateral area is the difference with bases. Like the surface area includes the bases. Does the bases help me know what area the roller covers when it rolls on the ground? I don't think so. I don't think so either. I think it's only the lateral area. This area on the side that's going to help us out. Now, the real challenge with these problems is figuring out your formula. So now that I know it's lateral area, I just write down what the formula is. That's always your first thing. And that's LA equals 2 pi r times height. Okay, well, now I just have to figure out what's my radius and what's my height. Oh, looking over at this thing, I can see the radius of my roller is 9. So I'm going to throw that in there. And I see the height of it, or in this case, the side height of it is 42, which is right over Mia. So I'm going to put a 42 in here. I guess I just got to plug it into my formula. So I'm going to write out LA, while Zondo's writing, I'm not going to lie, equals times 3.14, because that's what we subbed in for pi, times the radius, which is 9, times the height, which is 42. And I just got to do what now? Just plug it in. I just take out my calculator, put 2 times 3.14 times 9 times 42. And Elizondo, can you do this in your head?
No, not this one.
Oh.
She's not cooperating. Hold on just a second.
Is it, let me see, it's 880, no, 800, 50. 3.14 times 42 is
2,000. It's a big number. 2,373.84.
But that's not in the answer choices.
Uh-oh. Leave something wrong? Wait a minute, though. It says to the nearest square inch.
Oh, so I think if I would go up just a little bit, my answer would be, let's round that up.
Give it a shove.
And there we go. Because the 8 tells me to round the 3 up. I know it's 2, 3, 7, 4. All right, let's look at the second one over here. Moving down. Make sure you're taking your notes here. This question, the volume of a cylinder is 12,566.4. So we know the volume. The height of the cylinder is 8 centimeters. Find the radius of the cylinder to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. Now, once again, the way to start is always, what is the volume? Damn it. What is the formula I want to use? What's the formula I want to use? Well, let's look for some key words in this. Well, I'm looking at the question. The first sentence says the volume of a cylinder. Well, that probably means I'd want the volume of the cylinder formula. And all you got to do now is look up on your reference sheet, what's the volume of a cylinder? What's the formula there? And it's V equals pi r squared times height. All right, so I know my volume is actually given to us in this form. So it's 12,566.4, and the height's actually given to me, so I can say that h is equal to 8. The question's asked me what's radius, so we're just going to say, let's keep it as an r. All right, just like we always do, we plug everything into our formula. So we plug in for V now. Yes, we plug in for V now, which is 12,566.4. We know pi is 3.14. We don't know what r is, so that's our variable. And we know that height is 8. Okay, this is where it gets a little tricky. How do we solve this? What do we do now? Well, what you always want to do is simplify when you can. And if you look at the right side of the equation, we have two numbers, 3.14 and 8. And what we're going to do is multiply those together. If you can simplify something, you do it. And that means if you can multiply two things on the same side of the equation together, do it. So we do 8 times 3.14, and that gives us, what do we got? What's our number?
Calculator's not cooperating.
Let's see, 25.12.
There you go.
25.12, and we bring down the r squared. Okay, now we're solving for r squared, meaning we have to isolate the variable. To do that, just like we always do when we isolate, we have to divide both sides by the number in front of the variable, which is 25.12. Divide both sides, 25.12 on both sides. And when we divide that, we get r squared is equal to, let's see, I'm going to try to do this in my head. No, that's not going to happen.
500.255.
500.255. Now you think you're done, but you're not. You actually solve for r squared. What you want to find is r. So there's one final step that we do here, and what we have to do when you have an r squared, Elizondo?
You have to square root it.
You take the square root. And when you take the square root of both sides, that will isolate the r. And you'll be left with your final answer of
Drum roll, please. 22.3664.
And you think we're done, but we're not, because there's one more step. The nearest tenth of a centimeter. Where's the tenth place? Think it in your head. Right there. It's the 3. What am I used to round it? The 6. So I guess I'm going to have to round it up. And my final answer is, follow me over here, 22.4. And that's how you do a Regents problem. So quick review. Find your formula. Plug in what you know. And solve for your variable. All right, guys. Have a very good, excellent afternoon. Peace.